Hello there, humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and if you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too. I'm Bushka on Blitz. Welcome back to channel. Today, on the all-time favourites list, the OBJ.263, number 8 in the list with a bullet. And it is one of the only vehicles, in fact, it might even be the only vehicle on the list that is literally here because of the playability. It's got nothing to do with nostalgia or the way Blitz was or the people I played it with. It is just a stupidly crazy fun tank to play. If you've never torn that bit of skin between your nuts and your butt, well, you haven't played the OBJ.263. This thing is absolutely monumentally hilarious. Now, a lot of people make the mistake of sniping with this tank because the gun is phenomenal. It's got a hell of a laser beam, but it's quick, it's big, it's got a booty that's to die for, and it's got the most crazy mixture of raw DPM alpha and just absolutely awkward as hell armor profile that you're going to find anywhere in Blitz. Now, I've done so many videos on this tank. It is termed the YOLO wagon for a reason. It is quite literally drive it as hard as you can, as fast as it can be driven down the throats of the red guys, and just watch them scatter. Medium tanks in particular loathe this thing. If you are driving an OBJ.263 and you are not getting it out on the flank and shoving it into the red medium's face, then you're probably doing it wrong. Now, you can drive it like that, and I've had some massive games in it like that, and I decided to play it a little bit like that just for this video in a couple of games. Had a couple of 4K games, camping on Castilla and everything, and it didn't feel right. It felt dirty. It felt like I was doing a disservice to the hottest girl in the nightclub who just wanted me to dance with her, and all I was doing was sitting up the back going, hey, how you doing? You got to get this thing out there, and you got to make it love you. It's particularly good for finding tier 9 mediums who are stock and saying, hey, how you going? I am your worst nightmare. You're 30 seconds into the game, and you've got 4,000 DPM tearing down your throat at 60 kilometers an hour. Yeah, good luck with that. Enjoy your time and your short trip back to the garage. One of the things that I find most hilarious about this tank is that if you look at it in Armor Inspector, there are great areas that you can pen all over it. It can easily be penned. If you've got the time to just sit there and aim in and pick your heat and do everything. But here's another thing. Try making that a reality when you've got 150 tons of Angry Beast screaming down your throat with enough DPM to rip your heart out while it's still beating in your chest, and see how well you go at penning stuff. Because I'll tell you right now, this thing gets bounces it has absolutely no right and does not deserve to get. Now, I've had people tell me, Bushka, this is a crazy thing. You talk about the OBJ.263 and I try and do it and I suck and I think you're misleading. I've had people get really upset at me about this tank. And all I can say to them is that maybe you're not good enough for the tank yet, because this tank is the tank that more than any tank I've ever driven before rewards a super aggressive playstyle. Sure, you're going to have those games where you do 0 damage. Sure, you're going to have lots of games where you do 3,000 damage and actually die. And you might even be the first guy to die. You might clock 3K inside the first 90 seconds of the game, bow out and go play something else. But that's the OBJ.263. And if you're not willing to unleash Hell Maximus, then why are you even getting on the horse in the first place? This is the way the tank is. If you're not using it like that, you're just another TD sitting at the back of the map. You could be a Jag Tiger. You could be an SU-122 54. Those are two tanks that have massive amounts of DPM. None of them can do what this tank can do. So why not just set that bird free, let it fly, and enjoy the fruits of terror that you reap in the red team. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of games to finish it, and this is literally just... I nailed the footage for this tank in the first hour of driving this tank. I have probably driven it for 8 hours in the past 3 days. I can't really help myself. I jump in it, and it works. And I had massive damage games that were kind of campy when I tried it out, and I wasn't really interested. And I realized that the most fun was just showing you some of the clips of... I mean, I'm capping A on Castilla. Not many people do this because, you know, most tanks try and do this. Not only do they get shot at, but they don't really have the wherewithal to return fire and intimidate. But the mediums over here, they really are not interested in dealing with me. Like, it's, oh, balls. Like, I've bounced a couple of shots off him. Every time he hits me for 463, 460, and it adds up, and it seems very accurate, and I can't, oh, hang on, there's a 183, and most tanks you'd be like, okay, let's go backwards. No, not today, buddy. Today, we're going to be driving the Object.263. We're going to drive it like it was meant to be driven. Now, something you should know about this tank, and this tank in particular, is that what it is really, really good at is making trades. Now, that sounds like a weird thing to say, but bear me out in this one. Trades are things that you generally don't want to do early in the game, right? Fair enough, because, I mean, you're going to end up low on hit points. But what you can do with the 263 is push it really, really hard, and then make a DPM competition out of it. So you'll get a medium in front of you, or a heavy, or a 183, or whatever it is, and you just roll right up to them and start pressing the button. And the odds are that they are going to come off second best, because you only need 1 bounce, 2 bounces, and you'll win a DPM contest against any tank in the game. It's that good DPM-wise. I think it's number 3 on the list now, behind the 122.54 and the Jag Tiger, and that kind of DPM is enough to really, I mean, there's the bounce on the 183. Ruh-roh. Ta-da. That's the 263 in a nutshell. I mean, we've cleansed that flank. We have won that game just by shoving our asses right in the firing line and pressing the button. This is a great example of, I'm like, 140, just get the hell out of the way. If you let me get in front of you, I can save your bacon. Nope, okay, no worries. I'll just go and do other things to other people. I do not stop this game, this entire game, and this is where you've just got to learn to trust the tank. You've just got to learn that you've been here 1,000 times before. If you keep driving forward in an erratic, almost insane manner, all the tanks in front of you will try to get out of the way. Because they just can't deal. They just cannot deal. The worst thing that can happen to you in this tank is you run into something with a big gun, lots of pen, and a driver that's got a cool head, because when they can really take the time, that's when things can come a cropper. And I've had it happen to me plenty of times. But if I wanted to drive a tank cautiously, there's 1,000 other tanks in the stable I could pick. If I wanted to drive a tank thoughtfully, like IS-4, get out of my way. You're not going where I'm going. I am going deep. I'm going all the way down the rabbit hole. I don't care if I'm going to get hit. I'm just going to keep pushing and making these tanks over here absolutely fear for their life. I won't stop. I won't stop till the push is done. I won't stop till you're all dead, and I won't stop because I'm in an Object.263. Again, I got to say, doing this list for me was like a little Christmas present. Just an absolute little Christmas present, because driving 263s and the like all day long is a lot better than driving the latest premium that Wargaming has put out and seeing whether it is actually good, or it actually sucks, or it should be bought, or not. This is just driving for the pure joy of it, and driving it in the manner that it was intended to be driven. Hard, fast, and furious. I'm Bushka on Blitz. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you're liking the series. I am really, really loving making the videos. It is certainly it's a change of pace for me, talking about the tanks, not just in terms of the pure damage that they can do and the numbers that they can do and a review of the tank, but more in terms of what it means to me and why I drive it. And for me, the 263 means fun, and I drive it because it's just an adrenaline-soaked Molotov cocktail that's about to get chucked into a crowd of bad red grubs, and I won't stop until they're dead or I'm dead. Until next time, boys and girls, look after yourselves, stay safe in the battlefield, enjoy the holiday period, and yeah, just eat your veggies, be nice to your mum. I hope Santa bought you something. Bye for now.